Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. One day, I don't know what day that'll be, but one day I'll go live and have my charts already ready. One day. Today's not that day. I had to install, well, I didn't have to, but I installed an updated version of the trade management tool, which has a couple more features on how to handle your targets right here and your stop loss. So I had to import, I had to remove the old one, import the new one, all that after I had already been sitting here looking at charts, and I went, oh shit, I forgot to put that in. So now I'm getting all my charts ready so we can find that one special trade this morning and call it a day for the holiday weekend. What the hell? Okay. Why is this weird colored? I don't know. Why is that a weird color?
Order submitted. Order canceled.
I don't know. Let me turn that down. Jesus. Man, oil was off on a run today. Jesus, just ridiculous. Oil is just insane. It's up to $110 right here. $110 right here. Just insane. Yep. Good morning, everybody. Oh, it's well, the free one that I used for a long time was TradeSaver. That was free, and then I've got this one here that I have to find a link for it. A subscriber, somebody who actually trades in this room, made it. So I use that one, but it costs money. It's like I think it's $65. Hold on, my cat's just screaming at the door here. Come on. The landscaper showed up, so the cat's freaking screaming at the door. Dad, they're out here with these freaking mowers again. Man, oil's up to $111. Just insane. The open range on gold is the same as it always is. Gold opens at 820. 15 minutes later is 835. Oil's box will create at 9 o'clock. That one might be pretty dynamic today. I'm so glad the landscapers are here so they can, drown out my noise. Fucking idiots. So oil might end up being a little dynamic today to trade. I might be putting my chips in there. I should have been putting my chips in there in the pre-market. Holy shit! Look at this. Look at this 5-minute gold line trade. Jesus. It's $1,000 trade right back to the pivot, right back to the swing. Ridiculous, just ridiculous. This is what oil has done since, I don't know, what's 2,100 hours? What's that? 9 o'clock last night? Just up. It has not slowed down. Hasn't even taken a breather. Has not come across our red line since 9 o'clock. Yeah, that's exciting shit, isn't it? That is exciting shit right there. Fuck. No problem. No problem. There's a link in the description of the trade tool I use, by the way. Now I think about it. There is a link in the description of the video. There should be. I just thought of that. Anyways, it's a subscriber, somebody who trades in here actually made it. And I kind of like it because what it does, unlike TradeSaver, is it allows me to use the ATM from Ninja to manage the trade. And then the other thing it does, which is something new that I'm getting into, is it's allowing me, once I'm in a trade, to add another contract at a, say at a higher point where we rotate up, create a pivot and rotate up. I can add contracts throughout the trade with this tool. I cannot do that with TradeSaver. TradeSaver only gets you in a trade. That's it. And then so what I've had to do with Saber is I have to manually enter more contracts. So, but Saber does the things that you need it to do to get you into a trade. So I mean, either one is fine. It's just for the $60. I mean, or $65, I think it is. It's worth it to me because all I need is one rotation in gold where I can catch a second contract, and it's all being managed by my ATM that I've paid for that thing. I've paid for it, clearly. Well, gold has a pretty decent box this morning. I do like that. It does have a pretty decent box. I probably should have been looking at NQ long after it crossed the red line. Yeah, I didn't do that. Of course, actually, no, the YM and the RTY are still below the red line. The ES and the NQ have crossed the red line. Congratulations to me. I turned my charts on today and my freaking data actually works today. Unlike yesterday. Unlike yesterday. Yesterday was a bad day for me trading. I couldn't trade in the morning because my data didn't work. A ninja screw up. And then and then I had to leave early because I had to go to a job site for a house that we were setting. And then, by the time I got home, there was no sense in trading. So it's pretty light day for me yesterday. I think I made a whole $200. I think I made a whole $200, I think. I didn't. I did not, Patch. Did you catch it? I wasn't in the office at that time. I did not catch it. I didn't even look. I'm trying to get prepared. I got guests coming in from out of town for Easter. I've got a luncheon I have to go to today that I completely forgot about. Man, I should be looking at this oil shit. Look at this 1 minute gold line right here. God dang. After the crossover, come on, Bob, what are you doing? What are you freaking doing, clown? Wake up, pay attention. Shit. That was a crossover retest after a daily high. Come on, man. You got that, Patch? Oh, you got that trade there. Okay. $850. Good for you. Good for you. I should have had that money right here. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention. I should have had that money right there in oil. Should have had that money right there in oil. Damn. All right. You're in, lunatic? Good for you. Yeah, I should have caught that one instead of sitting here talking. I should have been paying attention. I'm a non-medicated ADHD person. That's for damn sure. And by the way, I'm very proud of the fact that I'm non-medicated for it. But I do have the attention span of a chimpanzee. All right. I'm all set. I'm all set. I'm all set. I'm all set. So the problem with oil is we are so far out of the stratosphere. The only thing we can do is do moving average trades, and that's and here I am knowing that, and we just did this. I mean, even this rotation right from here to here. $400 or $500. I'm just very poor on my part to miss that. Very poor. Okay, so finally, the YM and the RTY have now agreed with the ES. They've all blown through. This is what I've been waiting for any longs with the NQ and the ES. Is I've been waiting for this to get through there, and both the YM and the RTY have done that. So good. Maybe I'll get a pre-market trade over here. That's right, Patch. It's, I'm going to tell you something funny, because I have pretty limited attention deficit, I guess one way to put it. But God, freaking oil's just killing me. I have found that when I just have my charts up and I'm actually working, it's been so much better for me to look over and go, oh, let me kind of refresh my mind on what's going on, and then go, oh, here's what's going on, and then trading versus me staring at the charts. When I stare at the charts, I just kind of like lose focus. There goes the trade I was talking about while I'm sitting here blabbing. There it is. See, there it is. So they crossed it over, rotated it back down to the gold line, and here they go. And oh my God, I'm sitting here. I even talked about it right here with everybody here, and I still missed it. There it is. Look at it. Should rotate somewhere up to here, hopefully, before it runs out of gas. The YM one really took off. Look at that. Anyways, I'll get my head together here in a minute. I should have installed that trade tool last night instead of this morning. All right. No, I actually, Dave, the reason I look at so many charts is I look at gold and I look at oil independently. And I'm only looking at oil, by the way, since we're up north of $90 a barrel, because it's got big enough rotations to make money. When it's down at $50 a barrel, I don't care. I don't have time. But I look at oil and I look at gold independently, meaning they do their own thing. When I'm looking at ES, RTY, YM, and NQ, I'm looking for agreement that they're all on the same side of the red line, that they're all not about to, if I take a long in one of them's not about to hit resistance, things like that, because that's what increases my confidence in the trade, and B, it increases my results when they're all together. So for example, let's just quickly look at this. Now that they're all on the other side of that red line, see the ES, see the NQ, see the RTY, see the YM. Before that, the ES and the NQ had crossed over that red line, but they were stuck. They couldn't go further because these other two were below that red line holding price down. So I have them all up there so I can see when they're in agreement, which is why I'm a little bit pissed because I should have taken that trade. But anyways, and so when they are in agreement, the trades work much more consistently. It's hard to take an NQ long when the YM and the RTY are trying to go short. Does that help you, Ant? Does that help you there? So that's the reason all these charts are up. It's not that I got ADHD per se. It's just that's the real reason. It improves my win rate. It improves my confidence to trade even more contracts on a trade and stuff like that. Does that make sense? Yeah, I'm in it. Come on. Go back to the high. Come on, go back to the high. 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 Come on, let's go. I know it's going to open in a few minutes, so I need it to go now. Yeah, come on, go back to the high. Ah, shit. All right. I didn't like the CL gold line. I didn't give it room because this is the second attempt. See, you had your first one, and here's your second. Remember, I talk about that. The first one's always better than the second. The second, and see how it's failing? This second one's failing. I mean, I gave it a shot because, hey, I'm not going to sit here and watch it run away on me, but I didn't give it any room. Once it got up, I put my stop at even. You know what I mean? I didn't give it any room because this is a good lesson right here, folks. This was the first attempt. This was the second. What do you mean first attempt, Bob? It's been running up that gold line all day. I know that, but here it crossed over that gold line from below it. This is the big gold line, the 9 EMA. It crossed over it and then hit it. That makes this a first attempt. This is a second. Dude, you guys learn some of these basic things, man, and I'm telling you, it's like printing money. I'm not trying to make it. Let me tell you something. Number one thing, I'm not trying to make it look simple because it's not. None of this is simple. But the worst part about trading is what's between your ears, not the trading itself. Especially once you learn the basic rules of the things I'm talking about right here. Second attempt, you better defend it because it's most likely not going to work. Third attempt, forget it. If you're on attempt 3, throw it out the window. You might as well just take your money and hand it to a homeless person on the street because at least that's doing better. So now what we got a few minutes before oil opens. They're still battling to try to go long with it. That's funny. They are still battling to try to go long. Let me look at gold here. So we crossed over, broke these pivots. I'm in the wrong ATM. I mean, this ultimately worked, but see, this one worked a lot better because it's the first attempt. It went straight from here to there. I mean, it's working, but it's ugly. So we broke multiple pivots from here, here, and here. See that? Here, here, and here, pushing price down. We broke 2 of them right here. So I'm looking for the reaction long in gold. You remember the footprints in the sand. We broke those pivots, so that's a footprint in the sand. We anticipated the pullback. But the pullback's getting a little too big. Good morning, mate. I'm going to kill this. Yep, I'm going to kill it. Going to kill it. Kill it, kill it, kill it. All right. Now, full disclosure, yada, yada, yada. Today is the day before Good Friday, blah, 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 blah. So I mean, unless, Washington, D.C. comes out and starts talking more garbage about the war or something like that, I'm not anticipating today to be a heavy traded day. And I'm not doing any live stream tomorrow, of course. I mean, it's, So gold finally came out of the box. Okay, good. So we want it to do one of two things, right? We either want it to run down, create space, hit the bottom and go short, or we want it to roll back in, hit the top and go long. That's what we want. But I don't want it to do either. until we get past the 9 o'clock candle, in my opinion, because that's when oil opens, and gold does get a little squirrely when oil opens. Holy shit, what did I do? I'm down $160. I must have had some bad fills. All right, let's see here. Come on. God, look at gold. I mean, look at oil. It's just insane. It's just insane. That's just freaking insane. Wow, gold. Holy shit. Okay. 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 All right, gold. Oh, I got to sync up my time. I'm a little bit off here. There we go. All right. Sure is, Fish Atlantic. Sure is. Sure is. I filled my hog yesterday, so I guess that's probably a good thing I filled it yesterday. All right, so just pay attention to this. This is the 9 o'clock candle. Remember what I said? This is just a little lesson for you. Remember what I said. I don't want to be in a trade in gold when that candle is happening, because that's a reaction. Look at how this candle right here is $2,000. $2,000. That candle right there. And it's still going. And it's still going. That's why you do not want to be in gold when oil opens. You do not want to be in gold when the equities open. And then once they open, it goes back to doing its own thing. Every station I passed, Thomas, I had to drive up to Madison, North Carolina yesterday for my house set. Every gas station I passed, I don't care if I was in the city, out of the city, where the hell I was, it was $3.99. And I ran my Jeep down to 12 miles and gas left in it. So I just pulled into a station and said, well, I guess it's $3.99. And filled it up. All right, so our boxes, I filled up yesterday too, only because I was out of freaking gas. Because I was actually out. I've been driving around for a week. Well, I don't drive much anyways, but I was driving around at least for a week with the last tank of gas of just not refusing to go to the station, hoping, hoping something would turn around. Obviously, it didn't. All right, so I might be looking at a 1 minute gold line trade in gold if we can get a nice smooth pullback right up into here. Right now, I'm waiting for the box to form in oil, and then looks like gold is going to ruin my plan. Looks like it's going to ruin. Yeah, it ruined my plan. It already ruined it. All right, so it ruined that unless it goes down further, then up. Yep. Jesus. All right. And the equities, I mean, they really don't, there's nothing going on in the equities right now. Good morning, Snow. Yeah, there's nothing going on in the equities right now. So we'll get there. We'll get there, guys. Remember yesterday, I sat here and I said, hold. Kind of like the Revolutionary War. Wait till you see the whites of their eyes. Hold. Get it. And then we went wing, done. I mean, you just had to wait and wait and wait. This is not a video game. This is not a video game. If you want to push buttons, it's cheaper to go buy a video game and play it than to do this. This is not a video game. You got to email me. I have a subscriber that made those. So you just email me at goldlinetrades@gmail.com and put in, tell me that that's what you're asking me for, and I'll send it back. A subscriber out of the communist state of New York made that for me. Which actually is nice because I really do like knowing, most importantly, when I'm at the prior day high or the prior day low, just because of the psychological thing going on in traders' minds, the market as a whole, to either keep price above it or below it or whatever. I do find that those lines really set the tone when you're trading around them. Unfortunately, today, oil's way above all those lines. Gold is way below all those lines, and the equities are way below all those lines. So I don't know that we're going to be taking any line trades today. I think everything's going to end up being moving average trades, because we're way out of the stratosphere of static lines in every instrument. No, Jamie. Excuse me. All right, well, we're testing the bottom of the box in gold. I'm going to pay attention to that as a potential trade, but I don't want the candle to be so damn big if I do. So you see how we came out of the box. We've got a lot of space. There was going to be resistance here, period. The first time they hit the bottom of that buy, there was going to be resistance. What I would like to do is get some consolidated candles up there and then take a short down. That's what I would like, but we'll see. You got to understand this, just to give you perspective. This candle's 29. This candle here is $1,000. I mean, the movement in gold today is really big. I mean, the movement in gold is very big. That candle to the left of this one right here is a $1,000 candle. How am I supposed to defend the top of that candle with my stop? So this inside candle will be nice if it will form. Give me a little bit more confidence. Stay, 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 stay. Stay. Don't make me chase shit. Oh, God, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. I don't have time for that shit, Cody. I don't have time for that, man. I get what you're saying, but I just don't need to waste my energy on it for right now. There's too much money to be made by me just being patient. I let it come back down now. I let it come back down and bring me in. Let's see. Now it should hopefully roll over. There we go. See, if it came through the first time, I let it roll up, and then I let it come through the second time. That's what I was going to do when the candles are so damn big. So now I'm defending the actual candle I'm in. I'll see if we can get going here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. There you go. Come on. Come on. Go. Just fall over. Just fall over. There you go. Just there you go. Come on. Just fall over, damn it. Ah, come on. Come on. There you go. Fall over. That damn 9 EMA is holding this damn thing up. There we go. Come on. No. Fall over. Fall over. There you go. Now go. Come on. Come on, fall over. Hit it. There we go. $1,000. Done. $1,000. Done. 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 All right, Bobby, good for you. Excellent. Way to not give up too much effort there. It's the same if you pass for $1 or if you pass for $1,000. Yeah, if you guys notice, because this candle was so, now keep in mind, two things were going in my favor. Well, multiple things. One is I know it's going to reject off the bottom of the box. I said that 30 minutes before, way the hell over here. I said, guys, if we go down, create space, we're going to go bounce off the bottom of the box. Did I not? Go back, watch the video. Secondly, I said, this candle's too big for me to defend. But then the next one became a full inside candle. When it came through the bottom and it rolled back up, I said, okay, if they come down a second time, I just got to defend the top of this candle. That's when I hit the sell. That's what this tool allows me to do. It allows me to just pay attention to the candle, and then I just push the button. Put me in the trade. Down it went. I know, I saw that, Trader Joe. You and I are like lost brothers. You made me laugh. Anyways, so my mentality was when we went back up inside. Now, granted, guys, it could have run right away from me. All right. And if it ran away from me, it ran away from me. So what? But I was trying to put myself in a situation where I'm only defending, $300 maybe in a loss, not freaking $1,200. And the way to do that was just let the candle go back up, clean out a few stops. It wasn't that big of a candle. I let it run right back down. Boom, I'm in, and down it went. There you go. There's $1,000. $1,000, that easy. One contract. $1,000, that easy. All right, so let's watch oil, because Jesus, guys, oil may run right out of the top of the box. Which would be a trade of ours, of course. Man, is this thing going to go all the way to the bottom? 29. Wow, almost. It's almost there. This could have been a $2,000 trade for me if I'd have held it. Could have. Well, it isn't there yet. Hasn't gotten there yet. But everybody that watches this channel knows when you come out of that box and you create space, it's a short off the bottom. Period. That's it. We all knew that. The other thing we know is when this oil closes this candle, if we come straight out of the box and the first candle after the close of this box, if we come out the top, we want to be in it. All right. So I'm waiting for it to close. Now I got to do this one manually because it's not the top of the candle. So I got to put this trade in manually as a potential. It's starting to look like it's not going to do it. Yep. Oil looks like it's not going to do it. Oil looks like it's not going to do it. That's all right. So what we got to do with oil, just like we did with gold, is just wait for it to come out of the box and do something. It either goes, like this, and then hits the top of the bottom, depending on the side. Hold on, let me get this out of the way. Let me kill that. We just got to change our opinion of how we're going to trade the box when it doesn't come straight out of it. And right there, gold was $1,000 bill. Bam. Just by following how the box works. What I wanted, of course, you guys know, I wanted this damn thing to go back inside, sit on the top, and let me go across here where I can add a few contracts and make, $3-4 grand. But, hey, beggars can't be choosers. I can't make the market make me money. All I can do is see what they're doing and make my money. GCW. No. No. Lunatic. No. Does anybody, can somebody tell me why there's not a W here in the GC? Can somebody tell me why there's not a W? That's right. Because we're out in space. We need to have support/resistance that tells us there's energy behind us to go one way or the other. And the W is just used by the market manipulators to get the first group of people to chase it and then clean out their stops back to that support or resistance, and then boom. we're off and going. Does that make sense? I for some reason I seem to, nothing against you, lunatic, so don't, I'm not picking on you, but I seem to get that question a lot. And I'm like, guys, don't look at the charts and just look for M's and W's on the charts. You got to look for support / resistance off those lines that create the W's and the M's. Man, I'm excited. I didn't even expect it. I really had limited expectations today because tomorrow being Good Friday, and I banged out a nice $1,000 trade with no stress. Holy shit, that was literally no stress. Did anybody even see my P&L on here ever turn red? I don't remember it ever being red. I think when we came through the second time, it just went. Well, we're getting a little close to the open to be worrying about the equities. And the other thing is, let's just be honest, guys. This is what your equities look like. Okay? I mean, what the hell are you supposed to do? I mean, yeah, you could be in that red line long in the RTY, but nothing's happened since to confirm that you want to be doing any longs, because when it rolled up, it never broke this freaking pivot, and down it went again. So we're sitting here, we're stuck. That's called, these are the signs. Look at, watch this. Bottom, 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 top, top, top. That's consolidation. We are coiling up. This is the place that people go to lose their money. You want to be out like this. Ah, damn, sorry. Yeah, Cody, that's exactly it. I'm not doing a damn thing in oil until it does exactly what gold did. Because oil is, since the box closed, this is what gold looked like inside that box. Oil's doing the same thing. So when it does that, when it's not crisscrossing the box, I got to wait for it to go out of the box because there's nothing I can do. And just like we did with gold, it finally came out of the box. And even as it was running away, what did I tell everybody? Just wait till it comes back and test the bottom of the box. Hello? Hello? What did it do? And here's the funny part. If you don't think the market's manipulated, look at this. It went through the bottom of that box right there with a nice little finger and then gone. I mean, if you sit and watch this channel long enough, you will see manipulation things that you had no idea about. I spent years staring at these charts to figure these things out. Remember, my job and your job too should be to figure out what contender's doing. When's contender in the water and when's contender not around? Because we only want to trade when contender's in the water, when he is making deliberate movements north and south. East and west, he's not around. This is living proof that he exists right here. Boom, boom, boom. That's living proof right there that contender exists, that the shark exists, because it's the shark that moves the market for specific spots. And it's up to you to just identify when he's in the water and then jump on his dorsal fin and take the ride. So I guess I lied because I said we wouldn't take a static line trade today, and we actually did, because it's a price created static line, which is the 15-minute range box. We're just so far away from yesterday's static lines, it's insane. All right. Whoo-wee. I only like to break out, Cody, when it's literally the first minute, when it's the first candle after the box closes. I think we all took one earlier. Everybody in this room took one earlier this week in the equities. Made a lot of money. That was literally right out of the box. Somebody correct me. Was it this week or last week? I can't remember. That we like ES, RTY, boom, 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 blew right out of the box. In that first minute after the 15 minutes was over. After that, I only play the lines of the boxes. I don't play the breakouts. If we go past that first minute, I just play the lines. All right, so where are we at? 9:25. All right. Damn. This is sad too. So let's just I'm going to show you guys something. So just kind of give you a little lesson here. So, like, for example, if we weren't 5 minutes from the open, this scenario right here in the RTY, as long as the other instruments agree with the direction, see, there it goes. This is the scenario you want. When you have these down pivots, you want it broken, which is the footprint in the sand. You want the pullback to your known support, and then you want the reaction back, and you want all that deliberate. So look at all these candles right here that are garbage. They're just crisscrossing each other. These are crisscross candles. They aren't worth shit. All of a sudden, the crisscrossing disappears. Boom, 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 boom. That is when he showed up. That's a sign that he showed up, and you need to be involved. It's literally that simple. So when all this is going on, you can sit here and go, gee, I think it's going long. Gee, I think it's going short. Gee, I think it's who wants to do G. I'd rather know what the hell's actually going on. Now, it looks like oil's probably going to make its mind up on getting out of this box when the equities open. That, again, remember I highlighted this candle right here in gold. Remember that? Remember I highlighted this candle right here in gold? Well, you're going to have the same problem at 9:30 with gold and oil. they just kind of get a little bit off kilter for that 1 minute that the equity's open. And there's your rotation back through the top. See, the shark entered the tank. He wasn't around here. Boom, broke all these pivots, deliberately drove it back. Boom, boom, there. Now, the main thing I focus on is the size of those rotations, because the bigger the rotations, the higher the reward to the risk. For example, what size candle do I need for a stop? What size target do I have? That kind of stuff. It's like I make my decision then if I'm going to take that trade, kind of like I did here. These candles were way too big, so I had to find a more conservative way to enter. Because if I defend this candle, I'm in for $1,000 loss. I don't want $1,000 loss. You know what I mean? All right, we are currently 1 minute from the open right now. One minute from the open. God dang it. 1 minute from the open. One minute from the open is a good time to sit there and just look at your charts. And there we go. There we go. Market's open. Interesting, the Dow, the YM is way down, and the NQ and the ES are way up out of the open. Yeah, make heads or tails out of that. I will admit the gold did not move. Did not move much right here so far. Man, this has got short written all over it. I just don't know. Good morning. Come on. Come on. I asked yesterday, Charles, in the live, and I didn't hear anything. And I haven't heard anything today. So, and I'm kind of brain dead, so I don't, like, it seems like I remember him saying that Thursday, meaning today, he would try to come in and tell us something. I don't remember. Or maybe his wife. I can't remember. I don't remember stuff well. But I did ask about him yesterday. At least I remembered that. true irony is oil literally just straight up since what, 9 o'clock last night or something like that. And then the 15-minute range box creates and it doesn't do a damn thing. It's like, what the hell? Come on, oil. I think it was last week, oil gave me a beautiful cross the range trade that I made like almost $2,000 on. You'd think with today's price action, it'd give me something like that. Oh yeah, me too, Charles. Charles, this board behind me I purposely bought that board to remember things about my business. Otherwise, shit, man, I don't know. I don't remember anything anymore. Oh yeah, I do use the board for that too. Yeah, but I the funny part is, Charles, you'll love this. If I do a video and I use that board, I have to take a picture of the board so that it's in my phone. Then I wipe it down, and then I do the video, drawing on it. Then I go back and I write all the stuff down that's related to my business. I have to actually take a picture of it so I remember. Oh wait, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's funny. Every time I take a picture first, and I have that burned in my brain. Take a picture of your board before you wipe it clean. Because I mean, shit, I'm in trouble if I don't. All right, so oil actually came out of the box. Don't tell me you're going to cross the box just from that. Oh God, please don't do that. That's just, All right, now it's out of the box. Maybe oil will do something here soon. Gold has done nothing for me other than give me that one trade. Of course, it was a banger of a trade. That's for damn sure. An absolute banger of a trade. All right, so we are at 36. Jesus. Let me check something out here. Wow. Okay. All right. I need to start paying attention to oil. it just might shoot through this box. Man, the equities look like crap right now. What the hell? Well, I'll be damned. Ooh-wee. Look at that. The equities are running down again still. Oh, you're pissing me off, man. You're just pissing me off. Are you going to run through this box on me? Oh, fuck, you are. Good job, MB. Morning, Bruce. You missed a banger for me in oil in gold this morning. I'm stuck staring at oil right now because I know what it's trying to do, but it's leaving me behind. I'm not going to chase it. Just not going to chase it. It's moving too slow. Do a pullback. See, here's the pivot we broke right here. Right there. That's the down pivot we broke. Do a pullback. I don't expect it to, but if it does, I'll be looking for a rotation long. Oh, that's right, Bruce. Yeah, you had that done. Yeah. Like I said, I've got one I got to do that with. And, true to form, I'll wait till the last minute till there's tears rolling down my face that I need to have it done. It's a tooth with a big hole, complete hole right in the middle of it. Oh shit! There's a landscaper. Wow. Jesus, Bruce. I don't want to hear that. You're scaring me now. See, I already don't want to go and do it. Mine's going to be hard too because I don't have any above surface. I really don't have anything to get it with. I wussed out on this oil trade. I wussed out on this oil trade, just so everybody knows. I wussed out. I should have been long there. Oh, yeah. See, mine's going to at least come out in a couple sections. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt. Because one side is like the tooth doesn't even exist. I mean, it's just fragmented to nothing. I should have been in that long there, but that's all right. I'm good. Yeah. I'm leery, Orbinik, because I made good money on gold this morning. I'm leery now. I want a little bit more movement than what's going on in oil right now for me to commit to it, because it's really not moving. It's just kind of meandering. I mean, if it's going to cross the box, it should have been a little bit more aggressive. All right, we got 1 minute till the box is closed. The only one looking like it's ready to burst is the YM to the downside. And shit. So I might be ready for that one if it does it. Nope, it's going to go long. Wow. Hold on here. Shoot. Hold on here. Let me get rid of this. All right. Nothing. Nothing. I'm not shocked. All right. The RTY took off, but that's about it. I thought about jumping this RTY trade, but I didn't. Just because all of the other three instruments are crossing from the bottom of the box through. And that's exactly what it looked like it was going to do. Gold is off and running now for some reason. Interesting. And oil's just sitting there. All right. We're good. We're good. Everything's good. Everything's good. Everything's good. Right at this moment, we are starting to get agreement with all the equities, which is good. We're not waiting around. They're all starting to agree to go long, which looks like that's what gold was waiting for. Yep, looks like that's what gold was waiting for, was the equities to go long. Because it's off and running. Straight through the box. Good morning, David. We're at the midband. I would love gold to come sit here and then let me take the long back across. That's what I'm looking for, if I can get that set up. I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, I'm not going to chase it through the box. That's the way to throw my money away. Man, oil looks like, look at this oil right here. Consolidation candle after consolidation candle right there. Huh. Now it's broke through the top, now through the bottom. Well, gold, what the hell is the point of what you're doing? Well, maybe I'll get lucky and it'll give me the same trade to the long side that it gave me up to the short side. That's what I can hope for right now. The same trade it gave me to the short side, right here, that I clipped $1,000 off of. Maybe it'll give it to me on the long side now. So I'm going to pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. Let me get this out of the way for now. I'm going to drag this over here for now. Let me look at this. What are we looking at here? What are we looking at here? Let me get a bigger perspective of what's going on. All right. It's going to be really hard to do that trade. I'm going to tell you that right now. The trade I'm talking about, it's going to be really hard for it to do it. Very hard. Kind of sound like me, Alex. I felt like I was trading with my arm tied behind my back yesterday. And it mentally screws with me. Like what happened yesterday with my charts not working and all that stuff is it mentally screwed with me later on in the trading day. I'm, you know what I mean? I don't have confidence that, like, if I even get into a trade, because like Ninja told me, oh, by the way, if your data freezes, call the trade desk to get out of your trade. What? Nobody got time for that. Nobody got time for that. I could be losing thousands. The RTY might be testing the top of the box here soon. Man, gold, are you going to see? This is the same trade I took the other way. I'm just not as confident in it. This is the same trade that I took over here. I just don't have the confidence in it. We're so far out of alignment with the moving averages. There it goes. There it goes. That's the exact same trade I took to the short side. This is it right here. Exact same trade. Good morning, Clarence. Exact same trade. But we'll see if it even works because it's 62. I need to go to 72. I don't know that it's going to work. And the reason is we're so far away from our actual, even though this is a static line trade, we are so far from our moving averages. You know, that's where. So let me explain something to everybody here. There's not an oscillator on our charts for a reason, because mentally you should know when we're overbought or oversold. Okay, mentally you should know that. And you know, right now we're over in short term, we're overbought. This is a support spot, absolutely. But is it going to get me my $1,000? I didn't think it would, because we're too far. We rotated up and we're so far from our red line. It's like we're like overbought. That's what I'm just trying to say. And it's bogging out. It needs help. This trade needs help. It needs the moving averages to catch up to it. I mean, I could have made a couple $100, but I mean, I'm looking to get a little more than that. Especially since to get in the trade, let's just talk about that. 62.4. 54.3. If I'm going to defend the bottom of the candle, I'm defending about $800. So, I mean, you don't want to take a trade where you make $300 when it's an $800 potential loss. And if you start understanding price action, that's why I don't have oscillators on here. That's why I don't have volume indicators on here. You don't need that shit. Just look at the candles, see what's going on. Good job, Carlos. You are correct. You are correct, Carlos. Excellent trade. I'm assuming you took it. That's an excellent trade. See, gold wants to go long, but it's overbought right now. So it's trying to gather up energy. I don't want to sit in the trade hoping it gets that energy. Good job, Carlos. That's a pretty easy one to see. That was a nice setup. Crossover of the 9 EMA, new recent low, pullback straight into that gold line for the first attempt, and then boom, it rolled right back down to the pivot. Yeah, gold wants to go long. Bob doesn't want to. I mean, it wants to go long. Wow, are we going to get to the prior day low in NQ? Interesting. Well, this could become an interesting day. This could become an interesting day. If we go back inside these lines and start going long, that would be great. It's going to take it a while to do that. This isn't going to happen immediately. The ES is in the same scenario. It's at its prior day low, coming up to it. So there's going to be some resistance here for a bit. Man, gold. Beautiful, beautiful scenario. Beautiful scenario. Now, what I would like to see in gold is a smooth pullback to this 9 EMA for a 1 minute gold line long. That's what I would like to see there. If anything, I'd like it to be pull back. Damn it. No, because it was too late. Cody, it's too late. Well, I mean, it is, but I don't do those unless they're straight out of the box. Again, going back, you're the one that even said earlier, I don't like taking them out of the box. I don't either. I'd rather have them go out of the box, create space, and then retest, and then let me take them long. You know, just like this scenario here, this scenario here, when they don't come straight out of the box. Remember, I can only lose my money once, folks. You understand that? I can only lose my money once. And there's plenty of scenarios where trades will set up that'll be absolutely perfect, that I don't need to guess. So I don't guess. I wait for the scenarios. Just like that trade right here. There was no guessing here. There was no guessing here. I really didn't have any guessing here. My problem was, and it did ultimately get the $1,000 that I needed, very ugly in the process. The problem was we were way away from our red line, which is an indication that we're overbought and or oversold. Price comes to the moving averages. The moving averages, that's when you've got good trading. Price comes to the moving averages. Moving averages don't come to price. That's when you've got good trades, good trading environment. Like I said, we were gonna have resistance. Both the NQ and the ES ran into their prior day low at the same time. That actually is a tradable event. I did not take that either. I mean, because that's a tradable event. I just didn't take it. I prefer the crossover retest. Just like this, crossover retest. Just like this, crossover retest. Just like that. It's all right, Cody. No. Listen, the price can run right out of the box. We see it all the time. I just know, deductive reasoning, which ones, in my opinion, have been more successful than others. And usually it's when it's straight out of that box. Otherwise, I wait for price to coach show me something else. Yeah. They did that in ES and they did that in the NQ. They did the prior day open, which happens to be right next to the prior day low. I mean, because in the pre-market, I'll be right back. Let me get some. By the way, the YM might be testing the top of the box here. All right, hold on here. Jeez. I don't think we're going to get there, Bruce or Thomas. But if we get there, yeah, maybe. But I don't know that we're going to get there. All right, here we go. All right, so here's the YM starting to come down and touch the top of that box. Has it touched it? Yes, it has, to the tick. Look at that. Look at that reaction. So it touches it to the tick, and look at the reaction. So I talk about they're lined up to buy it off the top of that box. It's incredible to watch. You saw earlier, guys, they were lined up to sell gold right off the bottom of that box. I mean, just lined right up to do it. No, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on, shit. God dang it. My ATM kicked me out. Come on, go. Just go. So I lost one contract. I wasn't paying attention. That's all right. So see how the NQ is reacting over here, the same as the YM? They're all in agreement right now. So we're just going to let this ride up and get my money. There we go. All right. That was a simple trade. So we did the crossover retest of the YM. Boom. There's your money. I mean, I can't write this stuff myself. I just keep showing it to you. I got my ATM threw me up and knocked me out of one contract. Like shit. Anyways, that's called being patient. I left to go get coffee and told you what the trade was. I left to get coffee and told you guys the YM is going to touch the top of the box. Don't believe me, go back and watch the video. So now, I wish I could show all four instruments on the chart at the same time without it looking stupid, because you'll see what I'm talking about when I'm looking for specific things to happen. Everything has to line up. So, for example, the ES was lined up to go long. The NQ was sitting on top of the prior day low and the 9 EMA looking to go long when the YM touched the top of the box. That's what the other instruments were waiting for. When it touched that box, boom, boom. And when I say that was what the other instruments are waiting for, you must understand the YM is one of the big elephants. The ES is the other big elephant. Those are the elephants. Those are the elephants that move the market. It's not the NASDAQ. It's not the RTY. They're just the guys going along happy-go-lucky. Oh, my God. Trading's fun. It's supposed to be fun. This thing probably going to continue to go up. So the only thing, the only hindrances north of us now for a while are the prior day low and prior day open, and the prior day low, prior day open in both the YM and the RTY if we get there. Because right now the ES and the NQ are north of those lines. Patch, are you talking about this right here? You talking about that? Just say yes or no. You talking about this right here? Okay. Here's why. And again, does it make me wrong? Does it make me right? Just makes me more conservative. When we have two places, so this is a moving average that we anticipate along, and this is also if you pay attention to these 15, if you pay attention to these 15-minute boxes, I don't know how clear that can get, right? Can you get any clearer than that? You've seen the reactions off the top / bottom of the box multiple times today. When you are close, when I'm at a trade situation where I'm closer to something that's bigger than something else, I don't take this trade. I wait for the more conservative thing to happen. Could it have run away on me? Absolutely. Absolutely, Patch. Absolutely. But at the same time, I would rather, again, wanting to be conservative, I'm just like, this is where I think they want to go. So that's what I'm waiting for. But in terms of your question, no, this is a setup. But we were so close at this point from here to here. I was like, they're going here. That's all. It's a guess. How about that, Patch? It's a guess. But I will always take the deeper pullback if the lines are close. Okay? Does that make sense? I will always take the deeper pullback if the lines are close, because I want to be more conservative. It's a judgment call. How about that, Patch? And once I saw this candle go through and then back down, as I was going to get my coffee, I said they're going to get the 1 minute gold line. They're going to the top of the box. And here's the thing, guys. I really, and that's why you need to make sure you do your boxes properly. You need to have the exact time of 9:30. You need to have the damn thing stop at exactly 9:45, not 9:45:01. So that when you are trading with that box, you are trading what the sharks are trading. See how they came down? They literally touched that line and reversed it. And this is the Dow. This is the Dow that did that. Hello? That's insane. Those little things are insane. If you ask me, those little simple things are literally insane. Patch, don't ask that question. Don't ask that question, Patch. You don't want to know. All right. Jim's going to answer it anyways. All right, so right now we are in limbo because the ES is literally in limbo. So how do I know the ES is in limbo? I mean, besides the fact that it's going sideways. Well, it didn't blow through these lines, create space, and then come back to these lines. So let me explain what's going on then. So the ones who want to actually run this freaking thing long, they don't have confirmation that that's what's going to happen. They need exactly like what happened in the YM earlier with this line. They need space and then the rotation to it. Then they reject and they're all in, banded together, running long. We didn't have that. Instead, we meandered our way through these lines and we're just sitting in them. So they're looking for that openness and then the rollback and then gone. That's what's happening, in my opinion. And that's why we're sitting sideways. No problem, Dale. I listen. I try to make this simple as I can. Not that any of it is simple, but it's just rinse, wash, repeat, recognizing. Thank you for the reminder, Papa Duke. Thank you for the reminder. It's rinse, wash, repeat. Of just recognizing patterns. Like you see the same things over and over again. It's not the same things every day. This is where people struggle. It's not the same things every day, but it's the same things multiple times a week. If I'm making sense. So you just got to kind of, jog your memory. Oh God, I see what they're doing now. And then there you go. I mean, the two trades I took, you heard the confidence in my voice. You heard the confidence in my voice, the two trades I took, because I was thoroughly confident they were going to work because I've seen exactly what they're doing before. And the market was moving in those two trades very deliberately. Not meandering like this shit right here. Yeah, the RTY has not relinquished anything today. You know, I almost took it out of the box, even though it was in the second minute. I was really looking at that, but I didn't. But we have some, as Papa Duke pointed out, we've got some Dallas Fed running their mouth. Some sellout to the American people running their mouth right now. Don't believe me, then you didn't study Thomas Jefferson. If you don't believe me, you didn't study Thomas Jefferson. I don't think you're allowed to learn about Thomas Jefferson in school anymore. Gee, I wonder why. Yeah, see, I told you, Trader Joe, you and I are long lost brothers. I swear to God. We need to do a blood test. We need to do a blood test. I swear. Oh, yeah. They already have. They already have. There are things. You ask, is it Alexa that talks to freaking Google? You ask Alexa history questions, and Alexa gives you an answer that is a complete, utter lie to defend the new narratives of history. All right. Thank you. Thank you for the update, Bern. Maybe that probably explains why oil literally has gone completely to sleep. It's not doing a damn thing. I mean, oil is not doing a damn thing. I'll pick an instrument for you, Lindsay. Hold on a second. Let me pick one that's easy. Easier. Yeah, probably the easiest one is this one right here. ES. 65.38.50. $65.14.25. Oh yeah, of course, David. Our current government is doing everything in their power to eliminate Thomas Jefferson from even existing. And the main reason of that is because they don't want to support, they'll tell you, well, he owned slaves. That's not it. That's just the narrative of why. The reality of it is because they don't like the fact that he was the author of the Bill of Rights, and he was a huge proponent of individual rights to the point of things like, and he was a staunch advocate for the elimination of centralized banking systems. He does a long litmus discussion of why any centralized bank, you can use the Roman Empire if you like in this, throughout history has destroyed every country it's ever been involved in. And he has a famous quote. I don't have it off the top of my head, but basically the quote is, if you allow for a centralized banking system, you will wake up one day with everybody being poor, basically. And that's exactly where we're at right now. That's exactly where we're at right now. All right, gold's up through the prior day high. I wonder when this person's going to be done talking so I can actually think about maybe trading again. See you, Jim. Good idea, Snow Invest. So you're the smart one in here, Snow Invest. It's not us. That's for sure. Oh, man. There ain't no doubt about it. If I was in the public school system teaching history right now, they'd fire me. How dare you talk about the Bill of Rights, Bob? What? Huh? How dare you empower the individual? We're a collective here. We have to be a collective. That's why we're 39 trillion in debt. Collectively, we need to figure this out. Yeah. Come on. Interesting. Gold is off and running, and the equities are just sitting still. Just interesting. That's an interesting observation on my part. Gold is just off and running. The equities are sitting still. Now, what I would really like to see is I would like to see a scenario where in the NQ, we come and test it. See, we didn't do it. Yeah, we never breached and left the prior day open and then tested it. So I would like to see us actually do that here and possibly have it in conjunction with some support in these other instruments. Yeah, David, you're exactly right. Oh, I'm the father of my kids. My kids know. My kids know.
I'm chopping for the food.
All right, have fun.
All
right.
I got for it.
Yeah, YM. So it did. So interestingly enough, you brought that up. It did. The problem is here's the problem for me. So we broke all these pivots and then came back down here. But the problem is you have to. Okay, in my world, I have to assume. Doesn't make me right. Again, it's about probabilities. I have to assume that this was there for a reason that I can't see. Okay. So if my entry is very close to that, I don't want to take it. You get that? Burn the box, burn the boats. I don't want to take it. If my entry is too close to that, I don't want to take it. Now, granted, we broke these pivots, rotated back. All that's good. All that's good. But I need room for my entry, so I'm not fighting whatever may have caused us to rotate down from here as it goes up. But anyways, I'm just pointing out the difference between, you know, higher probability trades and less probability trades. The risk reward, there's, you know, I'm defending this candle, but I mean, but my profit, you know, battle, and of course it did roll back down, but my battle is right here. Oh yeah, absolutely, Bill. Absolutely, Bill. Oh, I could listen. I could go on and on about modifications. There was a systematic destruction of Austrian economics I've talked about on this channel before. There was a systematic destruction at the collegiate level of Austrian economics in the early 90s to mid 90s to change the intellectual minds of economics majors and business majors and that kind of stuff to accept debt as a tool of government to continue the growth of an economy and that kind of stuff, and it versus you know, the true concept of supply and demand, consumption equaling you know, supply and things like that, which is the Austrian economics of people like Milton Friedman and Thomas Sowell. That all is mathematically provable. There was a systematic destruction at the collegiate level, so that in today's environment, we have intellectual people across the United States who think that it makes sense that we have $39 trillion in debt. Again, it was a total systematic. I'm not making this up. It was a total systematic destruction of everything that our founding fathers tried to stop us from doing. And the reason they did that is because they knew they had put themselves in a debt situation they can never get themselves out of, meaning the federal government. And so what have they done since? Just made it worse. Come on, man. I'm just not getting any rotations worth taking. This YM pulling up is not helping me. This YM continuing to roll up is not helping me, because I want either the ES to roll down or the NQ to roll down to give me an entry. That's good one, Patch. I like that. Absolutely, David. Any legitimate people that wanted to deal with the debt, the political parties made sure they never got elected. Legitimate people being Ross Perot, Ron Paul, legitimate people that wanted to actually tackle the debt issue. The political parties made sure that come hell or high water, they never got elected. Man, YM is just running off on me. Now, see, here's the interesting part. So what did the YM do as a swing trade? It did that. It did the top of the box straight to the prior day low. So now that it's there, it's going to, this should be resistance for a bit. I was hoping for rotations down. We're not getting good rotations. And to be honest with you, I said this at the beginning of this video, that we're probably going to struggle to find good shark events because it is the day before, Good Friday. I don't know that the sharks are going to be around. Jesus. Come on, man. Nice little spot right there. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God, it's plowing through it. Not right now, Gene. Not so far. Man, oil still has not moved. Oil literally is sitting still. Well, it's the day before Good Friday, Thomas. You got to remember that. It's the day before Good Friday. A lot of people traveling, maybe a few people celebrated a little early already. Come on, somebody do something. Somebody move. Give me a rotation. This is when it gets frustrating, when all it does is just slowly melt its way up, which is what oil did this morning. Just basically slowly melted its way up. We need violence. Jesus, come on. Oh, I'm not even doing a live stream tomorrow, Patch. I'm not even doing a live stream tomorrow. I am not putting my money out in the open tomorrow. Not at all. What the hell is going on? And see, the other thing is we don't know if right now, because we're going through the high in the RTY right now. Right now, we just did it. We don't know if, something hit the news, because now all of a sudden, oil's going straight down. So, something may have hit the news about the war. And so the patterns are totally irrelevant right now. The RTY is blown through the current high. The YM is just about to get there. See, this is definitely an example of something might have happened in the news. I mean, that's the Dow right there. Holy shit. I mean, come on, man. In 200, 300. Almost 400 ticks in 2 minutes. 400 points. Now it is 400. Yeah. And oil is tanking. Yeah, oil is literally tanking. Holy shit. Look at oil. It's just tanking. It's just tanking down. So somebody said something in some news conference or something. Somebody said something. Now, let me get oil out of the way here. Let me get oil out of the way here. All right. Man, everybody tipped through their highs, their current day highs, not their prior day highs. Everybody tipped through their current day highs. Interesting. Hell, freaking gold probably did the same thing. No, it didn't. But I'll tell you what, hold on, Nelly. Hold on, Nelly. I might have a tradable event right here. Oh, man, come on down here. Come on down. Come on down. Come on down. Couple ticks short. Come on down. Excuse me. Oh, boy, these candles are big. These candles are big. Okay, here's the ES. Oh, wow. That's excellent news, Burn the Boats. That's excellent news. Since November. Wow. Is it straight to Hormuz news? All right. All right. I figured it's something like that. I'd have been in this. I would have looked for gold if we'd have tested the prior day open from the top. See how we crossed over? We just didn't get there. It may come back down there and get there next. That's what I was kind of looking at there. The ES, excuse me, Jesus. The ES, we had space, then we came back and sat on it, but we've never broken long, so I'm not looking at that anymore. RTY is rotating down. Let me get this out of the way. I'm just looking and looking and looking. RTY, so we got the NQ sitting on a 9 EMA. I want the RTY to come down here. And maybe I'll take a long. Jesus. No, don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Down. Down. What the frick? Excuse me. Well, that's just Bill. That's just another cog in the wheel of how systematic the destruction of society is, and there's a motivation for it. The motivation is to distract from all the real crimes that our government commits every day against the people. I just can't believe that. Damn it. So part of the reason I wanted, so let's just talk out loud for a second since we're sitting here. Part of the reason I wanted it to test these lines and not this 9 EMA is because these are more powerful lines for the rotation long than this 9 EMA, especially since it's after 1030, whatnot. And at the same time, we had these going into the bottom of these lines at the same time. So I wanted a firm, deliberate recoil to here and then along to try to hopefully pull these lines through and at least get me in a place where I can defend my position. Because the NQ is in trouble trying to go long right now. The NQ is in trouble. Yeah, Ryan. Exactly, Ryan. I said that this morning. Wait, shoot, Alex, I've only got you by a couple bucks. I'm up 1,013. 1,013. Of course, the bulk of that obviously was my gold trade for $1,000. But that's excellent, man. That's excellent. That's excellent. Man, RTY, now you're pissing me off. I was really counting on you to give me something. Yeah, I was counting on the RTY to give us something to make money off of. I was counting on gold to give us something. It was just short. But of course, you can see the reaction. There was no reaction. So it still needs to come and test the top of that line. This is not a reaction. This is bullshit. It needs to come and test the top of this line. And potentially the top of the prior day low. Now, it has tested it once, and that's what it did there. But yeah, keep my powder dry. That's exactly what I'm doing. I came into today not expecting much because it is the day before Good Friday. You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. I got lucky with a good GC setup. And I'm pretty much, something's going to have to punch me in the face for me to try to make money now. Something's got to literally say, hey, Bob, here's the trade. Jump on the bandwagon. You know, I used to have a P.O. box. I don't have it anymore. I've had people send me stuff right to my house. Matter of fact, I think these markers here are from a subscriber. Somebody sent me a box of markers one time from Florida. I think it was from Florida. And the hint was, your markers aren't dark enough. I can't see what you're saying, Bob. Ah, shit. Yeah, we used to have yellow pages also. Yeah, that's true. Well, at least right now we're finally going to actually go up to the moon. Oh shit. The irony. They're flying around the moon and they left on April Fool's Day. They left on April Fool's Day. Oh my God. You can't write that stuff. Yeah, everybody have a nice Easter. If you log off before I shut off, have a beautiful Easter. Hopefully you're spending some time with your loved ones. All my kids are going to be home for Easter, which I'm blessed for that. Yeah, my son said that him and a bunch of his buddies were laughing about the fact that they were going to go around the moon yesterday. And I said, want me to add some more irony to it? He goes, yeah, sure. What's that, Dad? I said, think about the fact that they left on April Fool's Day. He said, oh shit, I didn't even think of that. Oh God. Just remember, folks, there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. That's why we killed 1 million people. Oh, wait a second. That was just bad intel. Oh, okay. I guess those 1 million people dead didn't matter. That's just what do they call that? They have a term for that. I can't remember what the term is. Oh, good for you, Gene. Excellent. Well, you could be able to show them your new successes too, Gene. You've been doing very good, and your patience is obviously, coming into fruition also. That's the hardest part I think most people have that do this is collateral damage. That's the word I was looking for. That's just collateral damage. No big deal. See how they dehumanize it? They dehumanize killing 1 million people by calling it collateral damage. Just collateral damage. No problem. Has absolutely nothing to do with 9/11, but we're going to make it about something. Oh my God, Thomas, you are the man. So you took the short. All right. Good for you, Thomas. Good for you, Thomas. Oh, Gene, my own son. Now, my daughter, she wants me to teach her how to do this. She's just going through some rough, all her stuff. She works in a high-level ICU in North Carolina. But my son, he, like literally no interest. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Oh, yeah, they made bank. Yep. They made bank. Absolutely. The greatest creation in the history of my lifetime, the greatest creation by our government in my lifetime was the concept of the war on terror. What? So by doing that, they classified themselves in the federal government as the authoritarians to determine who was a terrorist and who wasn't, and then to just randomly go and kill them. Or worse than that, kill all their citizens in the process. It's good shit, man. Excellent stuff. Genius. So it looks like we're not going to get anything for a while. Genocide, exactly. When somebody else does it, it's genocide, Trader Joe. When we do it, it's collateral damage. Those people that with flip-flops and shirts should have known to be out of the way. How are they going to be out of the way? They should have known to be out of the way. Gotcha. Right. There you go, Patch. That's exactly it. That is exactly it. That is exactly it. I mean, that is exactly it. I find something interesting about a lot of people that this stuff ultimately works for. Not necessarily my strategy, but just people in general. It's like they're the type of people who are not afraid of failure, because failure exists in this. And then from that failure, they've just got to learn to be successful throughout failure. And, I own my own business. I've owned multiple businesses. Some have completely failed. I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in them. And then, of course, I've got others that have made hundreds of thousands. My business I have right now is great business, blah, blah, blah. But you can't be a business owner you can't truly be a business owner unless you are willing to fail. And most people think it's as simple as just saying, "Oh, I want to do this." No, it's not. No, it's not. It's a 7-day-a-week job in reality. And trading is more than just sitting here looking at charts. It's studying what the charts are telling you. Like, for example, that GC just touched the top of the prior day open and went up while I was talking about that earlier, and I didn't take the freaking trade. But I mean, again, I'm fine right now. But this is the setup I was talking about the whole time. And we went straight from here to there, went through it by a tick, inside candle, boom. There you go. But anyways, you just have to be willing to take losses and be willing to take wins, and you got to overcome challenges, and you got to be able to endure pain. And most people can't do that. And so therefore, they need to be in a cubicle somewhere thinking that they're isolating themselves from pain. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to explain this until the day, like one organization I worked for one time when I went in. This is a true story. It was a 50-year company. And I went in and I said to the CEO and the CFO of the company, I said, if we continue to do XYZ PDQ, we're not going to be in business in 3 years. Now, this company had been around for 50 years. The bulk of the people that worked in that company had all their money invested in the company stock. 3 years later, bankruptcy. And all those people that worked in that organization that had isolated themselves from the real world by being in corporate America lost their pensions, their retirement, everything. So just because you have a job in corporate America doesn't mean you're isolated from it. You just think you are. Yeah, well, ladies and gents, nobody in here is gonna hold you against you, Dave. Oh yeah, TikTok lives, yeah. Jesus, yeah. The best loser wins. Yeah, I've heard that, Fish Atlantic. Now, I can't read, so I'd have to have an audio version of that. But I've heard a lot of people mention that. So yeah, this rotation did that. So see, just while we're talking, I mean, I'm going to shut down the stream here in a minute, but we crossed over and then we tested the top of the prior day low, and then they did push it up, and then they went and literally went through it, very similar to the long we had in the YM off the top of the box, stuck their finger through, and then boom, now they're migrating north. And those are great places, for example, to also take swing trades. Where you just hold your stop, let it go, and then just see if it rotates, up to here. The bad part about the situation I talk about with the 50-year company, it was the actions of the CFO and the CEO that were causing the company to turn into dynamite and explode and go out of business. But they didn't care. I'm going to try to keep this clean. They didn't care because they had written their comp packages to the point where they were paid specific bonuses based off current results. And so therefore they were front running, they were loading up the P&L with future profits today, and their corrupt CPA firm, Price Waterhouse, was allowing them to do it. And I was a Deloitte person who happened to work for them as a consultant, and I tried explaining to them this is going to cause the company to go bankrupt. And all they heard was, we're not getting our big bonus. We're not getting our big bonus. Who hired this fucking asshole? We're not getting our big bonus. We're not getting our big bonus. Who hired this asshole? Who brought this asshole in my office? Yeah. I remember when they filed bankruptcy, I called the head auditor at Price Waterhouse. I said, there you go. There you go. There you go. You just ruined thousands of people's lives because you allowed that. I've been involved in different organizations with financial shenanigans. The whole reason I live in North Carolina was I was brought down here as part of the KKR team with Deloitte for Barbarians at the Gate. If you go look at the book, my name is actually in the book. I was brought down here as part of the takeover of RJ Reynolds by KKR. So, I mean, I've seen the bloodbaths before. I've been involved on both sides of them. And that's part of the reason I own my own business, because I don't like corporate America. Yeah, so many companies like that. Exactly, Gene. Okay, Patch. Yeah. Only 3%. Yeah, that is right. Only 3%. Only 3%, Gene. That's why it's not so common. It went perfect. It went perfect. Hold on a second. It went perfect. Hold on a second. That's a good question. Here, I just sent myself a picture of it. There we go. There it was right there. That's the crane. They're lifting up the roof. That's the house there. That was yesterday. So, yeah. This floor plan here that's in this house it's the first time I've ever built this floor plan. So I was kind of excited. That's why I wanted to go. Oh, yeah, Gene. Well, not only that, unfortunately in America, you don't become the CFO and the CEO in many cases because you're actually, the most qualified. That's where the Peter principle comes from. Instead, you become the CEO and the CFO because you've kissed the right ass. Remember the Peter principle. You rise to your level of incompetence. And one of the main things, Bill talked about, God not being in society today or whatever. But one of the main destructions of society, in my opinion, is the destruction of ethics. We just don't have ethics in this country anymore. If we had ethics, you don't need to have religion. You just need to have ethics. You need to have some support for your common man, your society, everybody. In a roundabout way, I live it daily. I mean, I'm sitting here showing you guys the trades that I do or my setups because hell, I mean, I've been there where people were stealing money from me and not teaching me shit about trading. So anyways, I'm going to go because it's Easter tomorrow it's Good Friday tomorrow. And I want to be ready for when the kids come home. So I'm going to shut down for the day. It sure looks like the market's going to go sideways for the rest of the day. Because again, tomorrow is Good Friday. Yeah, integrity doesn't, it's I don't know. I'd give a long story about that. I was delusioned by being a CPA and working in a big corporate accounting firm. I was delusioned into thinking that society, that corporate America gave a shit, but they really don't. They throw money at things under the illusion of caring, but they really don't. Most of them, not every one of them. Everybody have a good day. Have a nice Easter. I will see you guys probably on Monday. Talk to you later. Bye.